Hey, what's up, guys? Graylan Stewart here. Welcome to another Work Wednesdays. This is just a day that I just kind of do a vlog, pretty much. Just tell you about what's going on in my current business and what I'm doing throughout the day. So today, I'm just trying to. It's been tough, man. It's been a real struggle. We recently, well, not recently, but back in mid-May, we decided to buy into a new CRM. That was supposed to be up and running within 30 to 45 days. Here we are, 3.5 months later, and it's still not done. But it started getting closer. All the different things put in place just to make it all work. I was hoping it was going to be a turnkey type of situation. It's not, and it wasn't. Man, it's been difficult though. Just this new system, I thought it would be everything that my Podio is currently, but it would also give me a KPI dashboard. So if you've watched my videos at all, I've talked about this a little bit. The KPI dashboard was kind of cool. That's what intrigued me. That's what really sold me on the whole product. Just because the KPIs are right in front of you all day, every day, to where individual team members could see their goals. But also you could see, the company overall goals, and it's right there in front of your face without having to think about it, right? So as you know, in Podio, sure, you can do basic KPIs, but as far as getting granular and some good numbers, Podio is really not capable of that. Of course, I know there's different things that you could buy, to add to it. But we're 100% virtual. All of our employees are virtual, so things like Plecto and things like that are not really an option for me because it's kind of pointless to have all of your KPIs on a TV screen that nobody sees. So trying to figure that out. But anyways, long story short, that whole system is just not, it wasn't cutting it for me. It was really just trying to get a response from people was sometimes difficult. Well, not really. They would actually reply, but as far as doing what I asked them to do, that's what the difficult part was. The biggest thing though was porting my phone numbers away from CallRail to this new system, because this new system has its own like calling and texting system within it. So what I didn't want to lose all of my phone numbers, but I chose like my favorite numbers that I thought I couldn't live without. So that was 21 phone numbers that I wanted to port away from CallRail, meaning I want to take them out of the company of CallRail, put them into this new company so that I still keep those phone numbers. So we went through that process, and that took several weeks. And then I finally figured out that, okay, so the way my business is set up, obviously we have all these tracking numbers, but also everybody in my company has their own personal cell phone numbers through CallRail. That way everything is trackable and recorded. So when we're talking to sellers or buyers or what have you, we still have, our personal cell phone that we can give them, to our CallRail cell phone. Anyways, so moving those over to this new system was a complete nightmare, to be honest. It was creating new leads from everyone's cell phone numbers, so it was almost impossible. And not only that, is their mobile app is pretty much pointless. There's no way to receive or send messages, text messages, or send or receive phone calls. So since I'm the admin of the new system, I happen to get emails every time there's a message or a call or something like that. From these phone numbers, not a call, actually, a message. So I would just copy that email and forward it to the appropriate person, because these were their personal cell phone numbers, their company cell phone numbers. So it's been a nightmare as far as them actually being able to receive their text messages and phone calls as normal, especially from my disposition manager, because she definitely uses CallRail. It's on all of our dispo websites. It's on our marketing materials. It's everywhere. So people are calling that number like crazy. So it was definitely It still is definitely a nightmare trying to figure that out. But long story short, besides the call porting, the phone number porting issue, the main reason I decided to go ahead and pull the plug on this deal, meaning I'm not moving forward with this new CRM. I'm going back to Podio. It's what my whole team knows. It's what I spent 30 grand building out over the last 3 years. The only thing it doesn't do is have the fancy, KPIs. So I'll still have to continue, doing those on spreadsheets. And to be honest, do a much better job at that, because that's the main reason I wanted it was KPIs. And I'm terrible at pulling numbers, and I could probably have VAs do some of that, but at the end of the day, the numbers that really matter, I just need to probably do it myself. But anyways, I'm terrible at doing that all the time. So therefore, you're not holding your team accountable if they don't know their numbers and where they're at on things and stuff like that. So I did decide just the other day to go ahead and cut my losses on this new system. So as of today, I've spent just over $13,000 already on this new system. So yeah, that's $13,000 that I won't get back, and that's definitely just thrown in the trash. But that's not even the bad part, because money's money. Money is easy to make, especially when you're doing wholesaling real estate. That's not that big a deal. It still sucks, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, money is easy to make. We can do it again. So, but what really sucks is now I've got to try to port all those phone numbers back to CallRail, which, the first time porting it away from CallRail took several weeks, probably 45 to 60 days. Now putting it back to CallRail, it's going to be a nightmare. I've already started the process, so hopefully it won't be too painful, but it's already painful, because we don't have our phone numbers, basically. So currently, and for the last 3 months, my whole team, we've been working at 2 systems, especially in the last month, because a lot of our numbers got ported over. So some of our marketing numbers were in this new system, some of them were in Podio still, and it's still sort of like that because not everything got 100% ported over. I think 75 to 80% of our numbers did get ported, but there's still some that didn't. So we were having leads come into 2 different systems. So now it's the same way. Now that I've told the whole team, like, we're getting rid of this new thing, going back to what we know and what's good. And I am going to do some updates on Podio. I'm always going to different masterminds, different events, always hoping to gain a nugget or two, and I usually do. But at the same time, here's a pro tip: if you're going to these events or masterminds and things like that, go in with the intent of learning something. But not only that, go in with the intent of learning it and then implementing it in your business when you get back home. Because if you don't implement things, what was the point? You wasted your time and money going to the event or the mastermind. So just my tip right there. If you go to these events or something, do something about it. Don't just go to have fun and party and all these things that a lot of people do. That's a waste of time, energy, and money. Okay, when you factor out, what you get paid hourly, it's expensive to go on these trips. So I take that serious, and I try to always learn a nugget or 2 here and there and implement that in my business. So I say that to say this: we're going back to Podio, but we are going to make it a little bit better. I thought my Podio was amazing, but I went to this event, mastermind. I really went for a mastermind. It was more of an event for a lot of people, but I already knew the people putting it on, so I was kind of going for a mastermind. And I did learn a couple of things as far as what their Podio looks like compared to mine. They're very similar, but just little tweaks that could make mine better. So I'm going to implement that. So I'm actually already talking to my developer and also telling him that, hey, we're not, because I was still actually going to keep parts of my Podio, and it was just going to push into the new CRM. But I told him, like, we got to reverse all that and move forward to keep Podio, and I told him my ideas. I want to make it better and this and that. So anyways, it is what it is. It really sucks. It's really the time and opportunity loss more than anything, because the bad part is moving over to this new system. When we got real close, where my numbers were kind of everywhere in the air, half of them were in Podio, half in the new system, and half just waiting to be ported in Never Neverland, I guess. So because of that, I had to stop or pause a lot of my marketing, because PPC, Facebook ads, all that stuff costs a ton of money, and I didn't want to take a chance on losing that, because those numbers were kind of like in limbo, if you will. They weren't in the new system, they weren't in Podio, so it's like I'm not spending money on this stuff for leads to go nowhere. So that's what sucks. The opportunity cost over these last few months, I mean, who knows how much I really lost. Definitely a couple $100,000, I'm guessing, just by pausing those campaigns. So that sucks really bad. So it's not even the $13,000 that I've lost in this whole new system that I'm just throwing in the trash, basically. It's the opportunity cost of potential new deals that we would have gotten if I still had that marketing coming in, and also all the time and energy that I put in personally trying to get this transition, and then a lot of time and energy for my team members, learning the new system, going over training videos on how things work, all those things. So it sucked completely for everybody, but especially me, because I was the one that trying to implement it. I'm the one that spent the money to buy into it, and ultimately my company is the one that lost a ton of money by not having that marketing go out to where we can get deals from those sources going in. So because of all that, I mean, July was our worst month of the year, and it's simply because we didn't do a lot of those marketing things in June, July, and August now. So that kind of sucks. August has been really good, but we're really just kind of relying on a lot of things we already had in escrow, a lot of leads that we're just following up with. So not a ton of new leads is my point. But at the same time, we still have a ton of leads. We're still doing really good. We hit over six figures mid-month in August, so that was good. But July, I mean, it was bad. I think we only did like $60,000 in July, which is, it sounds good, but when you're used to way over six figures, it's terrible. So it kind of sucks, but at the same time, you learn as you go. Moving to that new system or trying that out was a huge mistake. And don't get me wrong, I'm not dogging that new system, because I think it is a good product if you're getting started, or you don't already have tons of data and tons of phone numbers and tons of things, or a completely custom built out other CRM that you already had. So if you don't have any of those things and you go directly into that, or you have just a generic CRM and you're going into that, I think it's amazing. It would have been good if I started with that, before I ever had Podio. Probably would have been great. But already having Podio built out and spending a ton of money on it, and just everything that I already had going, it's not as good. So anyways, that is basically my vlog, pretty much a vent, I guess, for today. But anyways, if you stuck around this long, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, or if you think this video sucks, and it always sucks, give me a thumbs down. I don't really care either way. But if you got any comments, please drop them. I'll definitely respond to you. And if you've stuck around this long, please subscribe. I'd appreciate that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.